Mahatma Gandhi receives a secret letter at midnight. What it said changed India forever. Imagine it's 1930. The air is thick with tension. India's freedom struggle is at a tipping point. Mahatma Gandhi, the man who turned non-violence into a weapon, sits alone in his simple ashram room, a flickering oil lamp casting shadows on the wall. It's past midnight, and the world thinks he's asleep. But then, a soft knock. A young man slips him a letter sealed with urgency. What Gandhi reads in that moment doesn't just change his next move, it reshapes India's destiny. This isn't a story you'll find in textbooks. It's a hidden chapter, one that reveals the power of a single decision made in the dark. Stick with me, because by the end, you'll not only uncover this secret, but also learn a life lesson that could transform your world too. The night that changed everything. Let's set the stage. It's August 1930, just months after Gandhi's famous Salt March shook the British Empire. The Dandi Salt Satyagraha wasn't just a walk, it was a spark. Indians everywhere were waking up, defying colonial rule, making salt in their backyards. The British were furious, jailing thousands, including Gandhi himself, earlier that year. By August, he's out on bail, back at Sabarmati Ashram, planning his next move. The nation's eyes are on him, but the pressure's crushing. Some Congress leaders want violence, revolution with guns. Others think he's too slow, too soft. Gandhi's 61, frail but unyielding. He believes ahimsa, non-violence, is India's strength. Yet doubt creeps in. Is he leading his people to freedom or failure? That's when it happens. August 12th, 1930, past midnight. A 22-year-old courier named Arjun Desai, barely known to history, arrives at the ashram on a bicycle, exhausted, mud-streaked. He's ridden 40 miles from Ahmedabad, dodging British patrols. Why? He's carrying a letter, not from Jawaharlal Nehru or Sardar Patel, not from anyone you'd expect. It's from a woman no one's heard of, Meera Patel, a schoolteacher from a tiny village called Bardoli. Gandhi takes the letter, adjusts his glasses, and reads. His hands tremble, not from age, but from what's written there. What could a village teacher say to shake the Mahatma? Let's step back to find out. The woman behind the words, a rural village, a woman writing by candlelight, protests in Gujarat. Meera Patel wasn't famous. She was 35, a widow raising 2 kids, teaching in a one-room school in Bardoli, a place already simmering with resistance after Sardar Patel's 1928 tax revolt against the British. Meera wasn't a politician or a freedom fighter. She was ordinary, like you or me. But she saw something Gandhi didn't. In her village, people weren't just angry. They were ready to die for freedom. Not with guns, but with their bare hands, their grit. She'd watched mothers defy tax collectors, farmers burn British cloth, kids smuggle salt past police. To her, this wasn't chaos. It was power. 3 days earlier, Meera had overheard a British officer in Bardoli bragging about a secret plan. The Raj was about to crack down harder. Mass arrests, village burnings, a new tax to starve resistors into submission. She knew Gandhi's Salt March had rattled them, but this was their counterattack. Meera couldn't reach Congress leaders. Too far, too risky. So she wrote to Gandhi. Her letter wasn't polished. It was raw, urgent, scribbled on a scrap of paper torn from her son's notebook. Meera's voice read dramatically. Bapu, they're coming for us, not just with jails, but with fire and hunger. I've seen our people. They won't bend. But we need you now, not later. Lead us all, every village, every soul, together. One march, won't win this. It's time for a storm of peace. Gandhi reading, his face tightening. Gandhi sits there, letter in hand, the lamp flickering. A storm of peace. Those words hit him like thunder. He'd been planning another march, something small, controlled. But Mira's note, it's a wake-up call. The British think they can break India village by village. What if India rises, every village, every soul together? He paces, thinks, prays. By dawn, he knows. This letter isn't just a warning, it's a blueprint. The storm unleashes. Gandhi meeting Congress leaders, maps being drawn, crowds swelling. August 13th, Gandhi calls an emergency meeting at the ashram. Nehru's there, Patel, a dozen others. They're tired, skeptical. Another march? Nehru asks, rubbing his eyes. No, Gandhi says, holding up Mira's letter. Not one march, 1,000. He lays out a plan. The civil disobedience movement will explode nationwide. Every village, every town, synchronized. Salt defiance was the spark. This will be the fire. Non-violent, yes, but massive, unstoppable. The leaders argue, too risky, too fast. But Gandhi's voice cuts through. The people are ready. A woman from Bardoli showed me. Within days, word spreads like wildfire. Messengers fan out, on bikes, on foot, whispering in markets, temples, fields. By September, it begins. Farmers in Punjab boycott taxes. Weavers in Bengal burn British cloth. Students in Bombay flood streets, chanting, "Quit India." In Bardoli, Mira leads her village. Women, kids, elders, blocking roads with salt pans. The British panic. Arrests skyrocket, 60,000 in months, but they can't jail a nation. Gandhi's arrested again, but it's too late. The storm of peace Mira dreamed of, it's here. Mass protests, British officers scrambling, Gandhi in jail, smiling faintly. That letter didn't just change Gandhi's strategy, it lit the fuse for 1930s nationwide uprising, the biggest yet. Historians call it the civil disobedience movement. But it started with a midnight note from a woman history forgot. Falling action. The ripple effect. Gandhi spinning Khadi in jail. Mira teaching kids. India rising. Gandhi never meets Mira. He doesn't need to. Her courage fuels him from afar. In jail, he writes to Congress, credits the voice of the villages for pushing him forward. The movement doesn't win freedom overnight. Independence is still 17 years away, but it cracks the British grip. They're forced to negotiate the 1931 Gandhi-Irwin Pact, easing some repression. More importantly, it proves non-violence can roar. Mira fades back into her quiet life. She keeps teaching, raising her kids, never boasting about that letter. But whispers spread. In Bardoli, she wrote to Bapu. When Gandhi's released, he sends her a simple note. Your words woke us. Thank you. She frames it, keeps it by her bedside. She dies in 1955, 8 years after independence, never knowing her story would resurface decades later in dusty ashram records. So why isn't this in every history book? Maybe because it's not about generals or speeches. It's about an ordinary woman's guts and Gandhi's humility to listen. Epilogue. What it means for you. Modern India, busy streets, young people working, Gandhi statues. Let's bring this home. Today, you're 25, 30, maybe older, chasing your own freedom. Financial, personal, emotional. Gandhi was 61 when that letter hit him. Mira was 35, a nobody with nothing but a pen and a fire inside. What's the lesson? You don't need to be famous or perfect to change things. One bold move, a letter, a choice, can ripple further than you'll ever see. Here's your takeaway. Stop waiting for permission. Gandhi didn't. Mira didn't. That dream job you're scared to chase. That tough talk you're avoiding? Write your letter, literal or not. Act now, not later. Gandhi turned Mira's words into a movement because he listened to the unknown. Who's the Mira in your life? Someone small, overlooked, with wisdom you've ignored. Find them. Act on it. A storm of peace isn't just for nations, it's for you too. Thanks for joining me on this journey into a night that changed India. Where are you watching from today? Drop your city in the comments. I'd love to know. If this story stirred something in you, hit that like button. It helps others find it too. Want more tales of India's hidden heroes with lessons for your life? Subscribe and check out the video popping up on your screen now. Until next time, keep seeking your own midnight letter.